you doing? Y'all know me, RaQuest, the host with the most from Get 'em Entertainment. Y'all know this is USourceMedia. We got a special guest out here today. You know, one of our indigenous sisters out here that's been putting it down for a minute. But I ain't even gonna say no more. Let her handle and introduce herself to y'all. Yo, we got over here Miss Hood. How you doing, sister?
Hey, I'm doing deadly, brother. Thank you.
That's what's up.
As before we begin, following our cultural protocol, I'd like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the traditional owners in the land in which we're gathered here, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I'd also like to acknowledge, pay my respects to any elders, those who are coming up, those who have been, and those who are present. Also like to acknowledge sovereignty hasn't been ceded, which is why we do welcome to country or acknowledgement to country. It's our traditional practices going back a good 60, 70,000 years.
No doubt, no doubt. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So, humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings, which is good. Bit of character building moments. So,
Damn straight. Been doing music for a long time?
been doing music for a while now.
Wow.
Truth be told, it's my medicine.
I hear that.
It's my healing.
Yeah.
So, mum's Australian, dad's Aboriginal. Dad grew up on Lake Tyers Mission, born on Lake Tyers Mission. He was part of Stolen Generation,
Wow.
along with 9 of his 11 siblings. So, and that's where my last name Hood actually comes from.
Miss Hood, there you go. That's what's up.
Yeah, so going back 5 generations, my great-great-great-grandfather, Colin, had a traditional language last name, but then being part on the mission, part of the branding process was to give the people they owned at the time their last name, just so they knew who belonged to who, which
So
was
that's how the Anglo-Saxon name came about.
yeah, exactly, and that's where Hood comes from. So
Yeah.
traditionally, we'd all have our language last names, but as you know,
That's what's up. That's what's up. So what got you into music? How did it begin? And did it begin with singing? Because I know you do sing too. You're not just a rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, she's special, yo. She extra special. For those of y'all who don't know, she just don't rap. She sing too. So what started first? Was it the singing or the rapping?
probably to be honest, more the singing. I got into piano when I was about 7 years old. Learned how to play music, write music, and it was something that I just really connected with. And as time went on, I got into playing drums. I go from one extreme to another. Always have.
Damn, you can play drums too.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
as time went on, I found myself in a bit of a predicament. I've been living by myself since I was 15, continuing schooling and studying, but there's a lot of time I had spent to myself, and to
doubt.
keep me on the straight and narrow path, I chose music.
Music, all right.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding because hearing some of your music and things, you know what I mean? Your lyrics are real good, flows immaculate, singing, you know what I mean, on point. So what you like to do more? More the rapping, or you like to mix it both up?
And I like to challenge myself.
No doubt.
I'm all about growth, so I don't have a specific genre. I like to mix it. I like to stay as versatile as possible and just basically perfect my craft, and then
doubt.
see what else I can kind of utilize and work with.
Okay, so who inspires you? Like give me some of the people that you came up looking up to in the music field. You know, yeah.
It was quite a few, and it was a juggle between my traditional mob, my people. Like we had, Uncle Kutcha Edwards, we had Coloured Stone, we had No Fixed Address, we had Uncle Archie Roach, who was between my father and some of the life lessons. He was a big inspiration.
Wow.
He was also part of Stolen Generation, same with Arnie Ruby Hunter, and their music was just divine. It was so powerful, and it was just like healing vibrations. Every time you heard their lyrics, it touched your soul. Like you
Wow.
just, yeah, it could never make music the same.
All right, and that's in Australia.
Yeah.
And internationally?
Internationally, I grew up listening to more females, but I did dabble with some of the male hip hop artists as well, rappers. So it was mainly Artists like Missy Elliott, diehard fan of Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, a little bit of Little Kim, every now
What's
and
up?
then, you know, Salt and Pepper and TLC
Word.
and the girl groups too.
All the
Yeah,
good stuff, all the
yeah,
great, the classics.
yes, yeah, definitely.
So how do you find your confidence? Whether it's going in to do a show, a gig, or to get up in the studios and do your thing. Where does the confidence come from?
I tackle it as in my greatest fears. I remember teaching my little sister how to ride a bike. Her greatest fear was falling. So I pushed her off the bike about 10 times
No
until
doubt.
she found out how to maneuver her body in a way that would help control that fall. So she was safe, so she would keep going. And I've always done the same with my music. I've kind of taken it head on. And there are times I've deliberately stuffed up just so I know, okay, I've got the nervous system done. I can do what I've got to do now.
No doubt. Now, how do you prepare yourself for a performance before you get all the butterflies out and stuff before you get on stage to rock it? How would you prepare yourself?
I've been very blessed in the different lines of work that I've done. I've worked in resi care, I've worked in prisons, I've worked in community services. So it's all about learning to control your emotions, be very self-disciplined. I got into mixed martial arts at a very young age as well, paying attention to your opponent, realizing that human beings, we have patterns, and you can usually read just the subtlest things.
doubt.
It's mainly body language. And doing that from such a young age, I've learnt to really control and contain my emotions. So
doubt.
even when I'm on stage, it's just cool, calm, collected.
I hear that. I hear that. So, how do you engage with with a lot of your audience? Say that you're going out to do a show, and being an independent artist, a lot of times, our friends be coming down to the shows. Say you have none of your friends out there, and it's just a bunch of people that don't know you. So how would you engage with them when you're doing your show?
So my goal is to kind of read the crowd, as
All
we
right,
do.
no doubt.
Read the crowd. I like to try and tailor my performance to those certain individuals that stand out. You can usually pick about 5 or maybe 6 of them, and they're the ones that are kind of watching you. They want to really get a gist of who you are and what you're bringing to the table and how your stuff is different or unique compared to the other artists. I like to pay attention to the other artists as well, see what sort of beats they've been bringing, their lyrics, their styles, see if I could kind of mix, match and merge it together when I get the chance.
Yep.
So sometimes it's even easier with performing in front of strangers without friends or family because you don't have too much of that personal critiquing and
Yeah.
feedback. Sometimes it's easier to do it in a room full of strangers. Sometimes, and any artist will tell you, sometimes performing in a crowd of 10,000 is a lot better than in a small room with maybe 30,
Yeah.
because it's very intimate, as we know, artists.
Yeah, I hear that. With your whole writing and your music, how long you been writing for?
Since I was a kid,
Wow.
since I was really, really young. Started off as a bit more of a hobby, and then I realized it gave me a bit more of a voice and a connection to my people and my culture and my medicine, really.
Yeah, as you were saying before, it's your healing tool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who is your favorite artist at the moment right now? It could be internationally or Australia, or you could tell us both.
Good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Good question. I think the music's always kind of changing, but more so lately, I guess. All right, internationally, it'd probably still be. I love Lauryn Hill, even though she's still a bit more on the old school. I just
Yep.
still feel like her music's quite relevant.
It's classic.
Yeah, exactly. I like some of Cardi B's stuff. I like some of Nicki Minaj's stuff. I dig some of Kanye's, but I'm also constantly listening to more of my Aboriginal artists down this way too. Got Lady Lash, Dizzy
Lady
Doolin.
Lash, yep.
Got a lot of emerging artists as well coming up, and some of the old greats as well. So it's
Wow,
It's
that's
good.
what's up. And I did hear you saying when we were all, behind these cameras when we were having the chat. I did hear you saying that you work with the indigenous community. You work at the jails as well. What's that? Tell me a little bit about that. Like, what are you actually doing out there? What are you teaching the people to heal them?
Yeah, so and that's what it is. It's a amazing process of like looking at a situation holistically, understanding there's different layers when it comes to traumatic experiences, and kind of tailoring the workshop to the inmates' needs or what they want to do.
Workshop.
Yeah, so
Dope.
so we go in. Sometimes we'll do live performances with them. We'll teach them how to do songwriting or spoken word poetry. Other times they want more of a cultural aspect, so we'll go in, we'll get a couple of experts in language and who can do traditional songs for their area, their mobs, their countries. And then there's other times that they want to learn more about art and design, or they want to learn more about the contemporary form of techniques, brush, what sort of elements they can add to some of the designs. Then there's the other elements that they want to kind of pursue regarding traditional culture, and because there's over 500 different tribes here in Australia.
No doubt.
So each tribe has their own sort of style of art as well.
That's what's up.
And
That's what's up.
yeah, sometimes it's learning that one mob does more line work than dots, so it's just working with that.
Word up.
Yeah.
Word up. So, yeah. Oh, I think that coffee's almost up. So you all know we about to go on an ad soon, and we're gonna be right back while we sipping on this coffee. All right. It smells so good, so I ain't even gonna talk no more. See you later. Peace. Yo, the coffee ain't ready yet. I was playing with y'all, but it's coming soon though. You know what I mean? We're back on Talking Urban right here. USourceMedia, your boy RaQuest. Let's go right back into the conversation with Miss Hood. So as we were saying before, about the people you work with at the jails and stuff. First of all, I gotta say is respect. Respect. You know what I mean? That's people that's incarcerated need some kind of healing.
Yeah.
So when they come out, they're good for this crazy world they come out to. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So enough respect to you for doing this type of job, man. For real, big up for that. Yeah, sister, for real. Is there any new projects coming out? Songs you about to drop soon?
Yeah, look, I've been doing a lot of collaborations lately. I've got Congo, even we're doing a track together.
Mr. Congo, what up, what up?
Brother. So yeah, he reached out and we'll be doing some stuff. We've got some gigs on the way as well, hoping to do some stuff with getting Oetha back into the mix, back into the grime of things. Ooh. Yeah, so that's still on the little hush, but we'll see how we go.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. You'll get that back together.
Yeah.
You know it's on the popping.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the indie music out here in Australia? Do you think more needs to be done behind it?
Yeah, like I think like any genre, especially when it's coming through from one area to another, it takes a little while to kind of build up those juices, that marinate it properly, get that creativity in the flow. But yeah, look, can't wait to see what's coming in the next few years.
No
see
doubt.
how it happens. Yeah.
And as far as hip hop out here in Australia, what's your views about hip hop in Australia? Do you think more needs to be done for independent artists out here, as far as government putting in more funds towards music, so Australia can actually catch up with the rest of the world as far as music? You know what I mean? Or what do you think needs to be done out here so urban music can be put out to the world? What do you think needs to happen?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's about educating the youth and teaching them a little bit more about platforms on social media, how to really bring all of that stuff alive, how to make their music accessible. Look, government, it would be amazing if they could utilise potential funds to throw back into Arts Victoria and Sydney and just get things happening again. When it comes to some of the content and music we're putting out, it's also acknowledging that some of us are singing to the choir when it comes to, addressing certain situations regarding struggle. And it's just keeping in the back of your mind, if you are looking to make it out in the industry, realising Australia isn't the begin all and end all. There are other places out there. I know some of our amazing mainstream artists, they kind of made it big overseas.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just something to be mindful of. And I think it's just like, once again, any genre, it takes a while to grow.
Yep, I hear that.
But also, Australia, it's beautiful being a multicultural place. I love it. But it's also paying homage to the roots of hip hop and where it originated from.
No doubt, no doubt. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And what's your views in inspiring the youth of today to get them to do more? Do you find it harder to get the youths in
No, not really.
No.
Like it's been working with a lot of the younger youths. I'll hear terminology like classic hip hop, and I'll ask them what they identify as classic hip hop, and they'll be like, Snoop Dogg, Tupac,
Okay.
Biggie Smalls, which I love the way it's kind of grown, and they've added their own little 2 cents into the mix. But I think every generation had that particular genre that would relate when it came to a form of rebelling. And at the moment, it's still kind of hip hop that's fallen. Before that, it was rock and roll. Before that, it was disco. Before that, it was funk. It was all just
I hear that.
how best to get the message through. So
No doubt. And who are some of the people you work with out here? I did hear you say Mike Justice had produced some of your songs.
Yeah.
Throw some of the names that you've worked out here in Australia with.
yeah, so Marcus Knight, got a couple of other artists. I've got Johnny Mack, who was producing beats. My boy DJ Sash, who was also producing beats. We've got Jimbo and Young Warriors, D-Boy, who was producing beats that we had worked on with other tracks. And it's good just to kind of hear it from other ears, other perspectives, just to get that decent mix,
I hear that. I hear that. What's up for the next 12 months? You got something popping and something that the viewers and everybody should be looking forward to? Are you going to drop, say, a single? Because, we hungry. We need some of that.
I got a gold mine
For
I'm
real.
sitting on. I've got about 5 to 10 tracks I'm planning on dropping in the next year or two. Definitely a lot of singles. I've got to get some film clips happening. My
No
goal
doubt.
is to see it through, like from the start to the actual finish.
No doubt.
And just, pump it, just push as much as we can.
So would I be a little anxious saying that in the next 12 months we'll be able to see a video or a track dropped by you?
Oh, definitely,
That's
man,
what's up.
definitely.
Miss Hood about to drop it in the next 12 months. Make sure y'all are following her, on all her platforms so you'll know what's the dilly and what's going out. You got any shout outs to any of your people? Like you were saying before, some of the
Yeah.
mobs and stuff. Any shout outs to your people, to the artists and your loved ones?
Yeah, definitely. Look, against all odds, got to remember any form of art and creativity is like medicine. It's our form of healing, always has been. Not just Indigenous people around the world, but people of colour. We've always kind of gone back to that roots. And, creativity, self-expression, whether it's art, spoken word poetry, it's healing for the soul. It's food for the soul. And it's something we need to continue to utilise today, especially with everything else that's going on. So I do a shout out to 3CR, 3KND, Songlines, beautiful Uncle Robbie Bundle, Uncle Kutcha Edwards, all of my uncles and aunties out there, Auntie Diane Kerr, Auntie Coraline Briggs. It's just such an honour. And of course, all the Hood family out there, all my Gippsland hippie gippy mob down there, Kurnai mob, Kurnai
Yeah.
tribe. So, yeah.
Yeah. How about telling the people on what platforms they can catch you on as far as Instagram and stuff?
So, look, if you just, nowadays, you just Google Miss Hood or Mariki Hood, mainly Miss Hood. So my stuff is on Spotify, Miss Hood It's Fatal, and then it was Miss Hood, my latest track has come out, Voice, which is a project we did regarding the second referendum that was taking place. So yeah, there's a couple of places. I'm on Triple J, I'm on Instagram, even just look me up, Miss Hood on Facebook, Twitter, yeah.
Hit her up, yo.
Definitely
She'll
up there.
chop it up with yo. She's down to earth, you know what I mean? I'm so happy about this interview, you know what I mean? Having a person from the land that we live in right here, man. So I'm really happy about this interview. You know what I mean? Her energy's mad cool. Y'all gotta hear the songs, you know what I mean? And just hit her up. She's a friendly person. She gonna chat with y'all. You don't want to do collabs or anything.
Yeah, definitely,
She's the one you
definitely,
wanna
man.
talk to.
Definitely.
Phones and our future generations, when we controlled by the media, brainwashed by the conspiracy theories they be feeding you. Do we stand back and watch the planet die? Do we try to get together, time to change the tide? This is for my people, anybody that's struggling. This is for our dreamers, open-minded and inspiring. All of my children, change the world in which we live.
They're not gonna stop us. These chains ain't holding us down. United together, we're standing our ground. Finally embracing the love that's been found.
Cause we're dealing with borrowed times. Best believe we on borrowed times. Gotta change that. Read a book, try to free your mind. Heal yourself from the inside. God knows you need that. The biggest threat is that we wake up from this brainless deep sleep technology it gave us. We're just pawns in their chess games. Mere puppets on a string they control from behind stage. So you know we gotta wake up. We got Black Lives Matter posted on a banner. Will they change? Is it empty promises? 21st century still living like this. And I love my indigenous. You don't know real pain till you last if you're kind left. Strong hard hand on my chest. I'm gonna fight for my people till my very last breath. This is for my people.
Yo, this coffee right here, this is the bomb. It came about last fall by my director. Director, what flavor is this? Where is this from?
This is Colombian coffee.
I told you I love her. You know what I mean? She tastes goddamn good.
Made on our Belgium coffee maker as always.
Yep.
Comes with a nice flavour, doesn't it, Miss Hood?
Definitely. I
Damn
swear
straight.
it's
Right
like
here
some
in Melbourne.
magic in it. It's beautiful.
It's our love of what we do.
Yep.
That's what's
I
up.
can taste
That's
it.
the extra flavour.
Yep.
That's what's up. So you know what? While we were on this little break that we had, we heard a song of Miss Hood out here, yo. This was real conscious, uplifting. You know what I mean? Really talking about subjects that nobody talks about on a day-to-day basis, meaning real shit. You know what I mean? So what was the song called again?
This is for the people.
This is for the people. All right, so tell me, how did this come about? You know, what made you write the song?
So look, there was a couple of things all happening all at once.
Yep.
And my boy Mike Justice, my brother,
Mikey Mike.
yeah, Mike Justice.
Yeah.
He reached out to me. He said, "Look, we've got a beat. Benny, our producer's gotten creative. We kind of got a bit of a feel for it. Know you'd be dabbling in all different forms of songwriting. What do you feel, you know, when you hear this track?" And at the time, look, it was, I think I wrote this track about 6 years ago.
Wow.
But it's surprising how much it's still, actually it's more relevant now than what it was 6 years ago. I feel like I kind of got some crazy insight into the future when I was putting it down. But
Damn straight.
look, it definitely kind of crosses different sorts of topics and situations. It's more about giving a voice to the voiceless. And just when you dissect all of the political stuff and the politics, at the end of the day, we're still flesh and blood and we're still people and we're still the ones that are going to be, you know, dealing with the consequences.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing about it, when we played it just before, I was like, yo, this is brand new. And you said 6 years ago. So check this out. This is what I always tell artists all the time. 6 years ago, to the writers, to the artists, it might be, yo, this is something I put together 6 years ago. It's old now. But if no one's heard it, it's brand new. So since we over here, first time hearing this song that you haven't put out, it sounds brand new and it sounds like something that needs to be put out around now.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I wish you put it out sooner than later, and because I think the world needs it, Australia needs it,
Definitely.
The indigenous community and the urban community need songs like this to uplift our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep that fire in our belly.
Yeah,
Keep us
100%. Because sometimes when there's no hope, songs like this bring a lot of hope.
Yep. Well,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
For real. So that's what it was. 6 years ago you wrote the song. How long did it take you to write the song?
Did it all within a bit here and a bit there throughout about a week.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
My memory's getting a lot better now, so I don't necessarily need pen and paper to write. I just,
Oh, snap.
yeah, it's starting to become
shit,
like that
yo,
now.
That's raw talent, because there ain't a lot of people that can do that. There's only a few. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? And her right here, representing Australia, doing that stuff. That's what's up, yo. That's really hard stuff to do, to actually start writing songs in your head
Yep.
and going and performing them. So that's what's up. Respect to
thank
that.
you, my brother.
Enough respect, for
Thank
real.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully the song drops soon. We know where it came about, how it was written. And you said Mike Justice produced this.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's up.
Mike Justice
That's what's up.
and Ben.
Man, this is going to be a great interview. I'm loving this. I'm so happy to do this and find out all these new vibes about Miss Hood. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. And I'm your boy, RaQuest, the host of the most Get Him and Sound Out there.